Hey, what's going on, everyone, and welcome to another video. In today's video, we are going to build the user profile XML layout for our registration app. And as always, remember to subscribe and leave a comment. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to expand layout, and I'm going to right-click New Layout Resource File, and I'm going to call this one activity underscore profile.xml. Press OK. And here I want to use a constraint layout and put it right there. I'm going to constrain it to the top, left, and bottom. And what I want to do here is to change this to match parent, the width. And for the height, I'm going to set it to 200 dp. And I'm going to place it near to the top. So it's kind of like a header for the user interface. And margin start 0, 0, and 0. All right, so next I want to add a background image. And I'm going to set it to background gradient, which I created in the previous video. And next I'm going to add a text view. I'm switching back and forth between design view and text view. And next I want to add an image view. I'm going to place this one outside the header section. I'm going to add a test avatar. And I'm going to constrain this to the top, left, and right. And I want to align the middle of the image with the bottom of the header section. So next I'm going to add another constraint layout. And I'm going to place it underneath the picture. Okay, so I want to here add a text view. And I want to add another text view underneath. And we worry about formatting it later. All right, so next I'm going to add a linear layout. So this is going to be a linear layout horizontal. And I'm going to place it here. I'm going to constrain to the top, left, and right. And inside this linear layout, I want an image view. Again, I'm going to use a test avatar. Going to go inside text view. I am going to change the image view to wrap content and wrap content. Okay. Next, I want to add a text view. So we'll go back into design, text view, and I'm going to place it right next to the image view. Going back into text. And now I'm going to copy this linear layout. And we need it. And we need it 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need it 3 more times. 2. All right, so next we need to change the ID. I'm going to call this one email image view. And for the first layout, for the first linear layout, I'm going to change this to match parent, and this one to wrap content. Okay, and I'm going to change this to text view to email text view. I'm going to do the same for the rest of the layout. All right, so next I need to add this image and this vector images to my project. So I'm going to click on drawable, right click on drawable, and then I'm going to go into vector asset. And I'm going to select local, actually, I'm going to select clip art. And I'm looking for email. Okay, so I want to select this one, click OK. Going to make sure that the color is set to white. Actually, it is needs to be set to black. Choose, next, finish. Click add, and I need to change this into the image view to email black. Next, I need to add this one. So let's go ahead and do the same thing. All right, so I'm going to change this to font black 24. All right, so I have the layout for the activity, and so next let's go into activities and right click new Java class. I'm going to call this one profile activity. Click OK. And here I'm going to start by creating instance to all the elements inside the XML layout. Right, so after we reference every single view inside our XML layout, we are going to create a reference to the database. So here at the top, I am going to create two variables. One for the database and the other one for database reference. Okay, and so I'm going to come here and I'm going to create an instance of those reference. And we're going to create a reference to the user. I'm going to create constant here. All right, so next we are going to create the listener for the database reference. So I will say user ref that add value event listener new value, and this is going to create two methods for us. And so the method that we want to implement is on data change, which is going to receive a data snapshot. And so we are going to implement a for loop that is going to loop through every single result returned by the connection to the database. And we're going to use the get children on the data snapshot, and this is going to return an iterable that contains all the objects returned by the database. So here we're looking for one piece of information, and we need to compare if the user that we want to retrieve the information is the user that we're currently looking from the result. And the string that we're going to use for that is the email string, which we're going to get from the main activity, which is the login activity. I need to create here an intent that is going to get intent, and going to get a string email equals to intent get string extra email. All right, so here I'm going to say Diaz shall email, and that equals to email. Then we have found our object, and this one here should say get value, and we need to make this one a global value variable. All right, so inside here, I'm going to say name, text field, set text, and I'm going to say Diaz, and that child, full name, and get value. And because this is a string, we need to say string that class. All right, so we're going to repeat this for every single value. And the next should be email, which we already have from this section here. And this one should be profession. This one should be workplace. And I believe I'm missing another one. All right, so I'm ready to run the application. So I'm going to click run, okay. And I wanted to point out that I changed the database reference. It was originally pointing to users, and I changed it to users. If you can see here on my Firebase database, the root element is user, okay? So let's go into, all right, so I'm going to enter the credentials. And password, and click login, and there we go. That's our information. And that's it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, remember to subscribe, leave a comment, and see you in the next video.